How well do you know Europe's landmarks, like the Colosseum or the Atomium? What about the Acropolis and the Brandenburg Gate? Let's travel through 2,500 years of history to visit 10 amazing landmarks. Join us on a journey through time, from ancient Greece until today. We start in Greece, the cradle of European culture. Ancient Greece is considered to be the birthplace of modern Europe and democracy. And the Acropolis, a citadel built in the 5th century BC, is the ultimate symbol. It sits on a rocky outcrop in Athens. Since 1987, the Acropolis has been a protected World Heritage Site. Next, we travel to Italy to check out one of its major monuments, the Colosseum. In the year 72 AD, Roman Emperor Vespasian had this huge amphitheatre built in Rome. It served as an arena for games, sometimes very cruel ones, to amuse the public. Later, during the Renaissance, the Colosseum was appreciated as an architectural wonder. Half a millennium later, in 537 AD, Roman Emperor Justinian had the impressive Hagia Sophia built in Constantinople, now known as Istanbul. The unique domed basilica served as a place of worship for Orthodox Christians for almost 1,000 years, followed by almost 500 years as a mosque. Hagia Sophia is considered one of the most important buildings of the last 1,500 years and is a must-see when in Istanbul. Now we're off to Scotland. In the year 1093, the castle complex on Castle Rock in the Scottish capital of Edinburgh was mentioned in a chronicle, although the date it was built is unknown. Back then, a cannon was fired every day at 1 p.m. to help sailors find their way. Today, the castle is open for everyone to explore. Charles Bridge spans the Vltava River and is the most famous landmark of the Czech Republic's capital, Prague. It was built in the middle of the 14th century and named after its patron, Emperor Charles IV. It connects Prague Castle with the Old Town. Decorative statues were added to the bridge centuries later. And by the way, you won't find any cars on this bridge. It's been pedestrian only since 1961. Another top landmark is Berlin's Brandenburg Gate. After the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, it became a symbol of Germany's reunification. The country had been divided for 40 years. Brandenburg Gate was built in 1789. Prussian King Frederick William II, a fan of ancient Greek architecture, had it modelled after the Parthenon in Athens. The next landmark on our time travel through European history is the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. You might be surprised to know that the basilica is still not finished. Construction began in 1882, following designs drawn up by the famous Spanish architect Antoni Gaudí. It's considered to be an outstanding example of the Catalan modernism style. This London landmark was actually made to look older than it really is. Although the architects based their designs on 14th century Gothic architecture, the foundation stone for Tower Bridge was laid more recently, in 1886. It's a great place for pedestrians too. Walkways rise 43 metres above the River Thames and offer incredible views. The end of the 19th century was an exciting period for architecture in Europe. Countries in the region showed each other what their architects could do. The Eiffel Tower was built for the 1889 World's Fair in Paris, but it wasn't a building with a purpose like a church or bridge. Instead, the 312-metre-high Iron Truss Tower was simply meant to represent the greatness of France and commemorate the French Revolution of 1789. Our journey through time to Europe's landmarks ends in the 20th century at the Atomium in Brussels. It was built in 1958 for the World's Fair and represents the peaceful use of nuclear energy. Rising 100 meters, it's not as high as some of the other places on our list, but it's certainly unique. It depicts an iron crystal magnified 165 billion times. The Atomium is definitely the most iconic landmark in Brussels.